Fifth speaker is Berit Elisabeth Öhn. Just turned off. Berit is an EQ leadership developer and coach with a background as a former Nordic market unit lead for leadership and culture at Accenture.
I want the closeness to you all. Yes, I have been for the last 30 years almost developing solutions to exactly what we have talked about. And I have practiced it and rolled it out throughout the world in the biggest consulting company in the world with 750,000 employees. And it works. And Mace. Disconnect from distractions. First law. Disconnect from it. Find those spaces because that is crucial. If we cannot have that silence around us and listen to ourselves or even check in when we meet a person. Do I want to meet this person? Do I want to stay with this person? Do I want to work? What do I need to let go of to actually connect to this person? What do they might need from me? What can I give? There are so many of these questions that we don't have to ask anyone else to find the answer to. We have them. And this is what you told us in the beginning. You already had all the answers inside, right? That is where they were. Yannis, a professor, you reminded me about him. Because last year, or was it? Yeah, it was last year, he wrote a book about the healing leader. I was invited to India, among everywhere else. I've been so many places in the world. In India, they asked me to come to a convention about all of these things we have talked about now. And after 2 days of this intense problem solving for corporates, because it was only corporates and a lot of us who was there and selling our solutions. I said to the arranger, what we need now is healing. The world needs healing. And we need to learn how to heal ourselves. We don't even think we have the answers, so we are not even there. We want to buy them from others. We want to buy a book or recipes, and that can be helpful. The recipes, wonderful you. Helped us with, it is fantastic, the breathing exercises or gongs or whatever we do. But we need to really realize the world is action before being, and we need to really shift it. So that is what I did in the year and the month. We launched it the year and the month COVID came. And it had taken me 1 year to develop a digital platform with all the tools. And it was founded on emotional intelligence and coaching and all of those nice things. And the 10 laws of emotion. And the first law, guess what? The first law is being before doing. And if you are already fed up with so many solutions now, know that we need to digest it. But we can do that together afterwards with food I have heard. So we can digest food. Remember, your body will take some time to receive the messages and marinate on it. Give yourself that space. So, to the topic of the day, could someone give me some clicking thing? Thank you, thank you. So the clicking thing says here, and this is only one way of looking at it. Remember, I have now excluded physiological related causes for stress. I have removed psychological-ish, some of them might be. I have also removed lifestyle. So it's a lot of things that I have removed already. What I'm focusing on is the work-related, because that is where I can do the best work I can. Because the leadership is my clients and has been for 30 years. Why? Because I chose it. Because I was a CEO myself. That is my story. So 30 years ago, or even 32 years ago, I chose away the CEO track for myself. Because I realized my body told me, you're not getting happy, you're just getting wealthy. And rich of money, not that way. So I did something fantastically risky. I packed up my kids, at least 2 of them, and my husband at the time, and went to United States for a 12-day deep dive into everything under the sun that we knew could heal or help me to realize, who am I? That was exactly the first question I was getting when I came into the workshop room. 25 people from all over the world, and the workshop facilitator said, Berit, come into the middle, after she had taken away my makeup and my rings and everything, and asked me to put on jeans and a t-shirt. She was very intrusive, and I was, oh, how could she do that to a managing director? I mean, and then she asked me, Berit, who are you? I said, I'm a mom. I'm a managing director. I'm wife, and spouse, and this and that, and she did not respond. She asked again and again and again. If I ask you today who you are, what's your answer? You are not allowed to use roles. That's not who you are. You are not your work. Your work is a consequence, hopefully, of who you are. That's totally different. That's what you do. Who are you? Your identity, right? It's that we want. So here are the work, some of them, from science, many of them. Invisibility and lack of recognition, both for what you perceive is your status or your role. If people doesn't see you, if people doesn't see your effort, if people doesn't recognize it, it becomes extremely stressful after a while, and you start questioning yourself, which is very human. I do it. There might be so many reasons why that happened. People can be envious, they feel you as a competitor, and it doesn't have anything to do with you. But we don't have that insight in business usually. Because how many years have we spent to educate our brain? Brain. How many years accumulated? How many years have you introspected? that you can avoid burnout or health implications if you are not yourself. You can't. You need to find yourself. Find it. Listen to your gut. It is brave sometimes. They can even pack up a family and go to the United States to find themselves. So, uncertainty, and this is the world we live in, guys. Who knows the answer? What's next? The fear, uncertainty, and doubt. We call it in the marketing, you remember, Kevin, way back when, in advertising agency, they had a formula. I was the CEO of an advertising agency, in my life. So they had a formula to how to design ads, and it was food, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. How can you instill fear, uncertainty, and doubt in text, picture, everything, so people crave your product? Nice. Unclear boundaries, limited powers. This lack of belonging, this are some of the work-related. Not only stressors, it's also how you can, as a leader, implement motivation if you use this as a chart. So I'm way beyond the time I've been allowed, but let me now take the 3 solutions. Of course, because that's where we are. Next slide. I say this is a challenge and an opportunity, and I guess I actually summarized almost the different solutions people have already talked about. Because passion, what you're passionate about, that is what you need to find. What you cannot not engage in. What you don't want to live without. And you really need to be that. So there is a little model from Japan, Ikigai, if any one of you have seen it, yes. And really working through that for yourself is a brilliant way to start formulating in a structural form, because your left brain wants to be on the right. It wants to have some certain control. So we give it that in models and tools. And then you are in touch with your senses. I mean, this is the requirement for burning 4. And who is in touch with their emotions and senses and can turn them up and feel? Yes, good, because that is where we need to spend much more time. And then lastly, you know how to set well-functioning boundaries. Who knows how to do that? I know we have practiced. Some of us have practiced well, and then the last thing, and know how to communicate it to others, and especially those leaders who we do not want all of this to only obey. So, one of the guys that has said something well worth thinking about what kind of corporate leaders we would need in our society, is the founder of World Economic Forum. Isn't that funny? Klaus Schwab, let's see what he says, and then I will shut up. Oh gosh. Oh, somebody had fun with this slide. We need leaders who are emotionally intelligent and able to model and initiate cooperative working. They'll coach rather than command. They'll be driven by empathy, not ego. The digital revolution needs a different more humankind.